all you beautiful people of the interwebs. I am the Zodiac Lord, and oh looky, more series involving gems, even though I recently made a video saying I was going to do more things not related to gems, but because I've had this idea in the back of my head for a long time, I decided to finally do it. Yay! So, yeah, I decided I wanted to start a series. I had this idea I got this idea kind of back whenever I changed the name of my Fusion series. An idea like possibly doing corruptions one day. And I don't really remember what held me back. I think it was just having so much else I wanted to do and things like that that just kind of made me, not sure. But finally did it. And I decided I wanted to record like 5 of them. I only recorded 3 of them, but I was like, that'll be enough. So I recorded 3 of them. I'm going to edit them all. I'm going to schedule them. It's all going to be great. I have Pearl, Amethyst, and Sapphire. I have those 3 for this Corruptday Monday series. So I think before I get into talking about a lovely corruption here, I want to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be doing with it. So first thing, you'll probably notice there is no poll for this. And that's because this one's going to be a little bit more casual, a little bit more fun, just for me, just goofing around, playing around, and stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit art-wise. So there's no poll to vote on these, especially since I already have 3 of them done, and I know what order I'm going to post them in, so it's kind of hard to, it's kind of hard to have people do a poll of things you've already done, so, so this is just going to be a little bit more of a surprise, I guess, of what I post next, although there might be kind of an obvious order, I'm not really sure. But I'm also going to probably focus on just doing canon gems for this one, rather than inserting my gemstones, because as fun as that may be, I think I want to stick with doing just canon gems for a little while. Maybe later on, like way down the line, if I keep doing this, I might do my gemstones eventually, but for now I'm probably just going to keep it more strictly canon gems. And not just even like, not just a regular old canon gems, but also because of my theory about like fusion and corruption, I also might even do some of the canon fusions as corruptions as well whenever I get done with all the actual canon characters. So I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going to go with the series. It's just to be fun and stuff like that. And you'll probably notice that like with Pearls here, I was a bit sketchier with my line work, if you'll notice, and everything's just a bit messier in general. And that's because it was more of an experimentation. You'll notice the ones I do after this, they're a lot cleaner. And that's because with Pearls was a lot more of an experiment. And so I was just a bit messier and a bit more careless with it, I guess, which I know isn't a big excuse, but I don't know, that's just what that's what I'm going with right here for the story. So let's talk about some corruptions, because I have a lot of theory on what like just kind of ideas on what would be what corrupted and all this other kind of stuff. And although I'm aware that most corrupted gems, not all of them are based around real life animals, I wanted to kind of go along those lines because I think it'll be a bit easier for me, and then down the line maybe push it a little bit more. But I mean, plus it's kind of nice just to have a little bit of base to go on. This is definitely going to be a series where I step a lot out of my comfort zone because I don't draw very many animals, at least with a realistic sense, and also birds. It's very funny that I let myself start with this one because I hate drawing birds. I don't like it. It's very difficult, and I don't think I'm doing very well. But I did. So, I mean, obviously, of course, this is Pearl. How could you not go with a bird for Pearl? That is, like, mandatory. I mean, if we're being real here. And most of these, I'm going to try my best to pick an animal and make it look as alien as possible, because I know that if you just look at the corruptions in the show, they don't look exactly like their designated animal, and that's pretty clear, and some of them don't even look like an animal at all. So for most of these, I am going to try and make them look as alien as possible and try to take as many creative liberties as I can, which I kind of did if you can't see, but maybe in a bit of a different way than people might want me to. For one thing, I actually have a whole headcanon on how Pearl corruptions would go, so in the future, when/if I ever do Blue Pearl and Yellow Pearl, I actually know what I want to base them off of, and my idea is that all Pearl's corrupted forms look like some kind of waterfowl, because not only are they birds, not only are they all some birbs, but also since Pearls are based around water, I say why not waterfowl, So that's kind of what I went with for here. So for our crystal gem pearl. I went for more based on a swan. I mean, it doesn't look exactly like a swan, but I went based on a swan, and that's because swans are known to be pretty beautiful and elegant, but also pre- pretty ready to fight. So since our pearl can fight, I said, hey, why not a swan? So that's what I have, and I know in mind what I want for yellow pearl and blue pearl. I'm not technically going to spoil it yet. Um, so that's kind of where my base is going with that. And I don't think it looks totally like a swan, but again, I don't want these to look exactly like what they're based on, because I just think that's a little bit boring. And plus, obviously, corrupted gems aren't entirely based on what they're based on. I mean, I know we have one based on a pufferfish, but I mean, look at that thing. Does that thing really look like a pufferfish you'd find in the sea? I mean, if we're being real here, you know. Um, so for this one, I wanted to try and take. And the thing is, looking at corruptions we've seen, I think just looking at them, it's most likely corruptions only include the base design and don't actually include most of the clothes in their corrupted form. And so while I realized this and acknowledged it, I thought it would be a lot more fun for me if it give me more to work with and be more fun and interesting if I tried to work their clothes into their designs as well. And you could probably see that here with Pearl. I tried to let a lot of her clothing colors be put in different places on the feathers and the wings and the tail and things like that. You can kind of see an allusion to her ribbon in her tail, and you can kind of see what I was trying to do for like the star. I wanted to give her star in a sense because I just feel like the crystal gems need that, and I was trying to. I don't think I succeeded in pulling it off well, but I was trying to make it look like her chest feathers, just a few of them were colored in the colors of her star to sort of allude to her star, but I don't think I really pulled it off very well, but I tried. And also because all the pearls we've seen at one time or another, and even though our pearl doesn't anymore, she used to have a little transparent garment of some kind. I wanted to kind of allude that she still has it in her webbed feet by making them kind of transparent, if you can see. So I felt kind of clever doing that, and I love the colors in this one. I think they could be better, and especially the green. I think the green could be nicer looking. I mean, Pearl has a lot of different colors in her outfit. I mean, just look at her. She's just got a lot of colors. I also want to say for these ones, unlike my fusions, which I want to just focus on the design and just the design, since these are supposed to be a lot more fun and a lot more sketchy, I wanted to do more shading and more like add some drama to this because corruption is a dramatic thing. And I won't be. I know I'm never gonna fuse, probably never gonna shade my fusions, and if I ever do, it's gonna be really simple. And that's just because my fusions, I want to focus on the design, and they take me long enough as it is. So since I put so much work in everything else, I'll put shading on these ones because I feel like it makes them look a bit cooler and stuff like that. So, there's just a little extra tidbit thing. So I feel like for this one, I think for all of these, honestly, you'll see I go a bit overboard with doing ombres and things like that and blending and stuff, and that's because I really enjoy blending, and I just think blending is fun and stuff like that. You'll see it too. I have sapphires done, and sapphires was probably one of my favorites, and there's just an overload of blending and stuff in that one for the colors. It's probably too much to where it's unrealistic, but I don't know. I find them fun. These are not meant to be entirely plausible, like these is actually what I think they would look like in canon, but it's more self-fulfilling, I guess, and more like this is what I wish they would look like, and this is kind of what I like this one. I hate drawing birds, but maybe I hate the wings. I don't think I draw feathers very well, but I think this one turned out rather nice. Especially for the first one, even though the line work's rather messy and things like that. But I think I'm gonna enjoy doing this series. I think, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I had a lot of fun interpreting where it would go. And also, don't know if you noticed, I forgot to mention the little ring thing around her neck. I was trying to allude to her spear in a sense. The spear has the little spirally things. And that's kind of what I was trying to allude to in that little collar piece thing. And I mean, that's the same thing as like with the color I did for the feet, stuff like that. So I'm open to hear thoughts and opinions on how do you think this would look. I'm excited. I want this to be my new series. I think this will be a lot of fun, and I know that you guys can't vote for this one, and I'm sorry for that. And maybe in the future I'll let you guys vote, but these are just meant to be for fun. I guess a bit more of a surprise, I suppose. So you can tell me your thoughts, tell me your opinions. I'd love to hear them. And that's really all I have to say. I'll see you in the next video, which shall be tomorrow. Tuesday, ahoy. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Zodiac, out.